In this training video, I will be showing you how to clock in and out for a shift. The first thing you're going to do is go to the Better Together Supports client portal and you are going to log in. Please note that during this process, sometimes loading times do tend to take a little bit longer, so please ensure that the portal is definitely not working before you start troubleshooting. Alright, this is the Better Together Supports home screen. There are two ways to access the clock in screen. First is this big button with the stopwatch, or you can open up the BTS menu dropdown, go to this second option that says time shifts, and click clock in and out. When you clock in for the first time, you are going to get this pop-up on your phone. You need to hit allow to permanently allow BetterTogetherSupports.com to have access to your location while you are accessing the website. This setting is part of the federal requirement for Medicaid agencies to provide electronic visit verification for services rendered. Basically, this means that by law, Better Together Supports is required to confirm you are at the shift location when you clock in and when you clock out. Once you have approved that, you will scroll down and you will pick the correct client. You might see multiple clients on this list, or you might just see the one. Make sure you are hitting the correct client. We're going to wait for it to load real quick. And then you are going to hit next. The first thing you need to do to finish clocking in is to select the shift type. If you are unsure of the shift type you are supposed to be entering, please go ahead and contact your client's relationship coordinator. Almost all of the time, the shift that you will be entering is attendant care. If you or your client's family would like to know how many available hours a client has left for the month, go ahead and tap View Available Hours. Here we can see that we have used 4 minutes of attendant care, no minutes of respite care, and no mileage. This can be useful to know for planning out shifts. Next, confirm that the address is correct, which it looks like it is. Then scroll down and hit submit. All right, and you are officially clocked in. If you want to double check your shift, scroll down a little bit, hit the plus sign, and you can double check that you are clocked in. Now, let's pretend that we are at the end of the shift. I'm going to close everything out. We are going to go back to our login screen. Once again, we are pretending that we are at the end of our shift and we have provided care. We're going to log in once more and wait for it to load. We are going to go here to this big button that says time shift clock in and out. We are going to make sure that this is for the correct client. Normally this is the part where we would fill in our shift notes, but because you are going to be watching another video on that, I'm not going to focus on it. I'm just going to put in some filler information. Just please remember that you are filling out your shift notes and using detailed sentences when you do this. All right, so I have filled out my shift notes. Moving past the text boxes, we have this button asking if we want to save our shift notes. You do have to save your shift notes before we clock out, so I'm going to hit this button. And it'll give us this pop-up saying that the shift notes were saved successfully. With this save button, it does allow you to write your notes throughout the shift if you would like. While it's not required, it is a fun little helpful option. We're going to scroll down and make sure that this address is correct. As a quick aside, sometimes this map pop-up doesn't show the correct address. As you can see, it thinks I'm currently in Central Park, even though I'm not. As long as the physical address is correct, you don't have anything to worry about. All right, we're going past that and we are going to hit submit. Alrighty, and then double checking that we're clocked out, we're going to scroll down, hit that plus sign again, and yes, we are clocked out. If we want to double check our client's hours from this screen, you can just scroll down and click Activity Summary. And here we can see that's how many hours we have left for the month. If you want, you can also see your shift notes. Please note that because you can see your shift notes, we at the office can also see your shift notes, and so can your clients and their family. So it is doubly important that you need to make sure that you are writing proper shift notes. That's everything for now. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this training video. In this training video, I will be showing you how to revise a shift. The cases in which you would need to revise a shift would be when you were unable to clock in or out due to something like a lack of cell phone service, or if you forgot to clock in or out. As a heads up, we do need shift revisions within 48 hours of the shift occurring to avoid any delays or errors when it comes to payroll. All right, let's go ahead and log in. We're going to go to the BTS menu, and we're going to scroll down a little bit and hit Shift Revision Request right in the middle. Okay, so the first thing that you need to fill out are the client initials. So my client is going to be Samwise Gamgee, so I'm going to put SA for Samwise, and then GA for Gamgee. Next is the date of the shift needing revision. So this would be the date of the shift where you missed your clock in or your clock out or something happened. Next is the details. So for example, let's say that you were unable to get cell service, so you clocked in at 9 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. So you would say change clock in time from 9 a.m. to 8 a.m. It is important that when you are discussing times that you put whether it is a.m. or p.m. You are required to put this down. Next, it's time to put the reason for the request. So the reason for our specific request in this example would be did not have cell service until 9 a.m. All right, and then hit submit. We will be reviewing it to ensure that everything looks good. Thank you very much for watching this training video.